back. You're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And what happens on Dear Father Al, you send to me your daily problems about life, about love, relationships, whatever your issues may be. Please consider sending them to me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al. And what I'll do is I'll take all your information, jot it all down, and then reply back the following week with a common sense solution. Today is Saturday, January 28th. The month that just flew by. January 28th, episode number 20. And what happens on Dear Father Al, again, you send to me your problems about life, love, relationships, whatever your issues may be, you send them to me, and what I'll do is I'll take all your information, jot it all down, and then reply back the following week with a common sense solution. So if this is the first time that you've started watching the show, what I do on the show is I read off the letters and emails and text messages and stuff that you all send to me. I read them and then reply back with a common sense solution. Also, if by chance, if you've experienced something similar to what I'm talking about during the show, please add your comments in the chat line, and then what I'll do is I'll read those off as well. So again, you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, today is Saturday, January 28th, episode number 20. You can contact me 24 hours a day. The telephone number you can reach me is area code 623-764-8893. Again, 623-764-8893. You can also send an email to me. The email address is contactfatheral@gmail.com. On the subject line, go ahead and write Dear Father Al. In the body of the message, give me about 500 words or less. And again, what I'll do is I'll take all your information, jot it all down, and then reply back the following week with a common sense solution. Our social media handle is Dear Father Al, and that applies to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up, tell as many people about the broadcast as possible, and definitely click that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me in with the show and adding your comments and feedback along the way. So let's go ahead and roll forward with the one I received last week. And it's been getting pretty steamy. Hey, you guys, you all send to me your issues, and I will read them off and address them accordingly. So, anywho, this is what I received last week. All right, so the letter says, hey, Terry. So the letter says, Dear Father Al, I stumbled across some porn. Stumbling across porn. Okay. I stumbled across porn while surfing online surfing online. In the video clip, I saw a man put his entire hand into the vagina of a woman. You send to me the info, I read it off. Ever since, I wanted to try the technique on my girlfriend. Can you tell me more about this type of sexual activity? It looks as if it would hurt. Imagine that. What could go wrong? Signed, Freaky Fist. All right, Freaky Fist. I will reply back to you in a sec. So if by chance, if you're experienced, whether you or a friend is experienced, or you just so happen to have stumbled across a video or some pictures or whatnot online or wherever, of this type of sexual activity. Please add your comments in the chat line to let us know what you saw. Brief description, without going too far off the rails. Add your comments in the chat line, and I will read those off as well. So again, you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So this is what I have for Freaky Fist. All right, so, Dear Freaky Fist, penis size does not matter. So, fist size shouldn't matter either. Unless, perhaps you are a contender for the heavyweight crown. A vagina can accommodate a baby's head, so it should be able to take your hand. Trim your fingernails first. If your girlfriend is shy and dry, you may want to coat your hand with a lube of some sort. A bunch of lubes that are out there, I'm not going to list any names and whatnot, but there's a bunch that are out there. Some that are more, water-based, and some that are more gel, almost like petroleum-based. So test each of them out to see which one works best for you. All right, so add fingers as she sees fit. Extra thickness of several fingers stretches the lips of the vagina and tug directly on the clitoris. Proceed slowly with great care, to say the least. As a variation of this, you might try this while your partner uses a vibrator. You may also consider finger insertion in the anus as well. Aside from all this, ensure that this is something that she wants and is willing to do, and you are not forcing her to go forward with the act. If forced, you could be opening yourself up, no pun intended, for rape charges. I mean, you could go crazy and you're forcing her and start doing a bunch of stuff, and next thing you know, hey, the cops are at your door, carting you away. Well, I thought we were just having fun. So make sure that she's on board with the whole thing. All right. There is a possibility that extended bodily damage could occur if you are overly aggressive in the process. There is skin, muscles, and more that can be overstretched and permanently damaged if you are not careful. The body has multiple erotic zones, and I'm hopeful you and your partner continue to enjoy discovering them together. So that is what I have for you, Freaky Fist. Again, try a bunch of stuff. As I mentioned, do the whole vibrator thing if you want to try with the fingers, in the anus. Hey, if you want to go that route, hey, go that route. Lube, not lube, it's your call. So, again, you're here with me, Father Al, with, Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you, or someone you know, wink, wink, is familiar, experienced that type of sexual activity, and you want to add your comments in the chat line, please go ahead and do so, and I will read that off as well. So far live on the chat line, I've got Terry. Hey, Terry. Love you, love you, love you. Smooches, smooches, smooches. Again, you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Again, today is Saturday, January 28th, episode number 20. You can contact me 24 hours a day, 623-764-8692. 8893, or you could also send an email to me. The email address is contactfatheral@gmail.com. Subject line, Dear Father Al. In the body of the message, give me about 500 words or less, and what I'll do is I'll take all your information, jot it all down, and then reply back the following week with a common sense solution. In the description, you're going to see a few links. The first link you're going to see in the description is the Friend of the Father Partner link. And the Friend of the Father Partner link, when you click that, that will take you to a PayPal page. And on the PayPal page, you're going to see a few drop-down options. The first drop-down option you will see is the Friend of the Father Partner program. Friend of the Father Partner program, that is a program that we created that will help us keep the program alive. And if you donate funds to the Friend of the Father Partner program, what that will do is that will help us pay for the upgrade of the streaming software that we're currently using. We're currently using some software called vMix. They're not paying me to say this, but if you decide you want to donate to the Friend of the Father Partner program, we'll take your funds and we'll use that to upgrade the streaming software, which will allow us to have more interactivity into the broadcast. You can send some additional info to us. You can, social media, like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, we'd be able to look at those feeds while watching the show as well. So that is what you're going to see while using the upgraded version of the software for vMix. All right. The next set in the drop-down option you will see is the Living Legacy program. The Living Legacy program, that is a program we also created where we'll take donated mobile devices, laptops, notebooks, Samsung Galaxy Notes. We take those and we refurbish them and then bring them back to factory reset, and then we donate them to senior citizens 65 and older. So if you're a senior, 65 and older, if you know a senior 65 and older that needs some sort of mobile device, hey, we got some stuff in the back, and I'm hopeful we can help you out. So that is what you will see and what will happen when you click the Friend of the Father Partner program. You'll also see in that set of drop-down options a reference to open and private. Open, that is where we'll tell any and everybody who donated, how much they donated. Private, that is where we'll keep who donated confidential. The reason why we chose the Samsung Galaxy Note is because the Samsung Galaxy Notes come with a built-in stylus, and oftentimes the seniors have challenges with using their hands to navigate on the phones, and using the stylus, they can pull out the stylus and help them to navigate on the phone. Keep in mind, if you want to donate a legacy Samsung Galaxy Note, the 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, please keep in mind those cannot be used as a phone as well as a tablet because of the older technology. They can only be used as a free Wi-Fi connected tablet, so they can take them to the grocery store, they can take them to the library and connect on the internet that way. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that is the limitations for those. If you want to donate one of the more current ones, a 9 and forward, those can be used as a mobile phone as well as a tablet as well, and surf the internet as well. So that's the difference between the real legacy ones, the 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 as the real legacy ones, and the 9 and forward. Okay, the next link you're going to see in the description is the Father Al wish list. And when you click the Father Al wish list, what that will do is that will take you to an Amazon.com page. And on the Amazon.com page, we'll see all kind of great accessories that are on cigar accessories, golf accessories, all kind of great stuff. And if by chance, if you want to send some love to me, Father Al, for helping you out in some small way, hey, click that link, and well, again, it will take you to Amazon.com, the Father Al wish list, pick something out, have it drop shipped to me, and I'll receive it. Now, As you notice, people have been sending cigars to me, very fine cigars. So if you want to send a cigar to me, cigar set, variety pack, whatever, go to your favorite cigar website, whatever that might be, cigar store, and have it drop shipped to me. You've got my phone number, you've got my email address if you want to let me know that you're going to mail some stuff off to me. Please let me know in advance that you're going to be sending some stuff to me. That way, I'll know when the concierge contacts me downstairs and says, hey, Father Al, you've got some stuff downstairs, a package for you. At least I'll know what it actually is. So that is what you're going to see in the description. So again, click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up on social media, and definitely click the subscribe button on YouTube. One thing if you haven't noticed already is the increase in the viewership of each one of the weekly videos. The subscription, people subscribing to the subscription number quantity on the Dear Father Al seems to have plateaued a bit. So if by chance, if you're watching the show, you like it each week, please, again, click that subscribe button as well. So the more subscribers I have on there, then we could add some additional stuff onto the show as well. So viewerships each week is great, but it seems as if YouTube also counts the number of subscribers that we have on the Dear Father Al channel. So please keep that in mind when you're looking through each one of the shows. If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let's go ahead and roll forward with the next one. So again, so far live on the chat line, I've got Terry. Again, love you, love you, love you. Smooches, smooches, smooches. All right. All right, so this next one, it says, Dear Father Al, I have a small business and hire laborers to perform various tasks for me. One of the laborers is a troubled young woman. She has been rejected by her family. Recently, she was involved in a hit-and-run accident with a semi, from what I was told. I arrived at the scene of the accident and found her bruised and bloody from injuries. I took her to a local ER, and because she is on welfare with limited insurance coverage, they gave her minimal treatment and sent us away. Imagine that. I'm a recent widower and a workaholic. I'm a workaholic, that's for sure. I have recently let this person stay in my home while she recuperates from her head and bodily injuries. I buy food for the two of us. I am in a position where I don't have to work, but do so to stay occupied. I have also contacted a local law firm to assist in the case and have used my own money to cover any expenses thus far. My question is, if a lawsuit goes forward and she dies in the process, what happens to any settlement funds? Signed, Crash Dummy. All right, Crash Dummy, I will reply back to you in a sec. So if by chance you're experiencing something similar to that, you're dealing with someone that, let's say, is homeless or just needs a place to stay until they get sorted out, their family, pretty much cast them aside and they're staying at your place, you're floating them, you're supporting them, and, how did you handle all this, especially if they're really sickly? Did you have them to sign some documentation saying, hey, I'm responsible for you, whatever? Please add your comments in the chat line and I will read those off as well. So I'm going to go ahead and read what I have for Crash Dummy in a sec. So again, if by chance if you're experiencing something, you or someone that you know have experienced something similar to that, please add your comments in the chat line and I will read that off as well. So this is what I have for Crash Dummy. All right. Tobacco. So I need another cigar. So if you want to send some love to me, Father Al, for helping you out, hey, send to me another cigar or two. I would appreciate it. All right, so this is what I have for Crash Dummy. Even though she was rejected by her family, if she dies by default, from my understanding, funds would be issued to the next of kin. They'd hunt her, probate, they'd try to track down the next of kin, and funds would go to your next of kin. So what I would advise you to do is speak with your injured friend and insist that she completes a will and medical power of attorney for you to be the go-to person for making decisions regarding her medical treatment and viewing and managing of her records. If she's trusted you thus far to keep her safe, then I would hope that she would be willing, especially if she's been ostracized by her family, that she would be willing to sign you off as the medical power of attorney. Just a thought. Consider requesting that you be her beneficiary in her will. That may be an additional challenge, but hey, throw it out there. So consider requesting that you be her beneficiary in her will, since you have been kind enough to care for her and see her through this rough patch in life. If she does not want you as medical power of attorney, nor as beneficiary in her will, then you're setting yourself up to be used. Best wishes. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up, tell as many people about the broadcast as possible. And if by chance, if you're watching this on YouTube, which I'm sure you should be, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Again, each week we've been getting a higher volume of weekly viewers on each one of the episodes, but the number of subscribers to the Dear Father Al channel seems to have plateaued. So if you could, I would appreciate it if you could click the subscribe button on the Dear Father Al channel to raise those numbers up as well. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Take my advice, live a better life. If by chance, if you need somebody outside of your basic scope of friends, family, loved ones, someone that will give it to you straight, I'm hopeful you can depend on me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, to help you move forward in life, to help you go on and do greater things in life by just kind of edging you along, giving you knowledge nuggets, as they say. So you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So let's go ahead and roll forward with the next one that I received. All right, so this one says, Dear Father Al, a collection agency has been used to collect on a loan I have defaulted and not paid back in full. I have about 3/4 of the full balance and was hoping I could have the collection agency settle for that as full payment. What are some options to finalize this matter? Signed, Collection Confused. All right, Collection Confused. If by chance, if you're dealing with something like that, you that are watching, dealing with something like that, please add your comments in the chat line and I'll read off what you have experienced and what you have added in the chat line. I'll read that off to all of us as well. So this is what I have for Collection Confused. All right, Collection Confused. What I would do is actually, first of all, what happens, let's say you owe Macy's, and Macy's is not paying me this. You owe Macy's $1,000, on a credit card, whatever, a charge card, and you don't pay it, you haven't paid them back, so you have a balance of $1,000, you just ignored them, and what they're going to eventually do is they're going to send it to, after 90 plus days, they're likely going to turn it over to a collection agency. Collection agencies, what they do is they buy the paper, per se, buy the debt from companies. So let's say Macy's, you've got a balance of $1,000. They'll come to Macy's and say, hey, I see you're having problems collecting this $1,000. We'll get the money from you. We won't be able to get all of it, but we will pay you, let's say, $700. Although you want $1,000 on your books, hey, we'll give you we'll say $500, just for giggles. We'll give you $500. Hey, $500 is better than nothing. So the collection agencies will buy that debt for $500. So now Macy's has got their $500. The collection agency now has to recoup that $5,000 or that $500. Initially $1,000, collection agency buys the paper for $500. Then Macy's is out of the picture. Collection agency has $500 they've got to recoup. So then what they'll do is they'll get the list of people that owe money. For example, you that owed initially that $1,000. They're going to be calling you and saying, hey, you have a balance of $1,000 with Macy's. Okay? You don't know that they bought the debt for $500 and all they really need to balance it all out for them is $500. They're telling you $1,000. So if they're telling you $1,000 and you pay them $1,000, they've made a $500 profit off this transaction with you. So there's some wiggle room in your negotiation process with collection agency. If it's directly with the person that you or company that you owe to, that's one thing. But with the collection agency, they've more than likely purchased the debt, purchased the paper at a discounted rate. So again, there's a lot of wiggle room. So what you're going to do is you're going to request a balance statement in writing from the collection agency. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. Collection Agency representative, I need you to send to me a copy of the balance statement that how much that I owe you, your collection agency, to clear all this off. So once you get it in writing, you're going to get it on their corporate letterhead. You're going to receive that information. Then once you receive all that information, and let's say you've got, $600, okay? Then what you're going to do is once you receive that in writing, you're going to reply back in writing to the collection agency and say, hey, collection agency, I've got, let's say, $600, $700 of the existing balance, $750, whatever, that I can pay you, $720, whatever, $700, whatever the amount that you have. You're going to tell the collection agency, hey, I've only got this amount that I can pay to you, and if you clear off all the debt, we're going to go over the 30 minutes for the show. So you're going to have a response to the collection agency saying you only have X amount that you can pay to them. We'll pay that amount if you clear off the debt reference on each one of my 3 separate credit bureau records. Then if they agree to that, then you go ahead and send to them that payment. And if they don't, they'll probably try to bully you and force you to pay the full $1,000. But again, start out with the letter, get it in writing, reply back saying you only have X amount, and you'll pay that amount. You'll forego or delay paying others if you accept what I have and the terms that I have and wipe off all the debt reference, bad debt reference on my credit report. So if by chance you tried that, then hey, let me know, contact me direct, and I will help you out further. So that's pretty much how you can get started on that collection. Confused? Again, you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So far live on the chat line, I've got Terry, love you, smooches, smooches, smooches. So I've got one more. Again, we're going over a bit. So no harm, no foul. So this is what I have for the last one. Right, this one says, Dear Father Al, I am a devout heterosexual male of 30 years. I recently went to bed with a woman and a mutual male friend. Picture of us on a California king-size bed, smoking joints and drinking fine wine. All right, I tried to picture it. Time progressed until my friend and I started to take turns rubbing and kissing the woman. The movements advanced fast with foreplay and the removal of all garments. Well, after another joint, my emotions got the best of me and I started to mount this woman. I did not concern myself with our male friend and figured he would have to wait his turn. But instead, he did the most unusual thing by sucking and licking the woman's toes. My female friend at first laughed because it tickled. She started to kick him to get him to stop. But because I had already entered her, she could not put up much of a fight. So our friend and I talked her into enjoying it. Imagine that. To this day, I have never seen a woman enjoy herself so. The more my friend sucked her toes, the more she moaned and fought. Then she started clawing with her fingernails. You guys send this stuff to me? I read it off. My friend told me later that her toes curled up towards her head when she climaxed. The girl said she had multiple orgasms, and believe it or not, our friend was quite satisfied as well. Imagine that. What do you think of that? Are we abnormal? Signed, Hanging 10. All right, Hanging 10. I will reply back to you next week. Again, you're here with me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, an advice column broadcast every Saturday from 2 o'clock p.m. to 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you need somebody outside of your basic scope of friends, family, loved ones, someone that will give it to you straight, I'm hopeful you can depend on me, Father Al, with Dear Father Al, to provide a common sense solution to help you move forward in life. Click the like, click the share, click the thumbs up, tell as many people about the broadcast as possible. Our social media handle is Dear Father Al. That applies to Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Until next week, go in peace.